This conference will now be recorded.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Honorable Secretary General and Dr. C.P. Agarwal and Dr. Sanjeev Laik, Executive Secretary WASME, I, Megha Chadda, Deputy Director WASME, heartily welcome all dignitaries and participants for live webinar on digitization of MSMEs. Let me brief about WASME, a global organization having member representatives in more than 100 countries, spearheading the cause and development and promotion of SMEs worldwide through policy advocacy, information dissemination, conferences, seminars, events, trainings, publication, network linkages, and many more. Since 1980, WASME enjoys the consultative and observer status of United Nations. Now I invite Dr. Sanjeev Black, Executive Secretary WASME, to welcome guests and deliver inaugural address. Now let me introduce Dr. Sanjeev Black. Dr. Sanjeev Black, currently working as Executive Secretary at WASME, looking after global operations, around 25 years of rich experience in strategy, research, consultancy, projects, contributed 18 research papers and actively associated with 15 ministries of Government of India, Harvard Business Review and ResearchGate, serving as board committee members of Symbiosis University, Noida, India, and IIM New Delhi, Mentorex and IEF, recognized by UNESCO Paris, France, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, SP Gen Global Management School, Dubai, UAE, Tata Consultancy Services, Delhi University, Times Group, Economics Times, Bennett University, Greater Noida, India, Mentorex, Tiflas, Mumbai, Ashtak, India Today, NTPC India, author of a book titled MSME, Crash or Opportunity in COVID-19, published by Lab Publishing Europe. Yeah. Handing over mic to Dr. Sanjeev Lai, Executive Secretary WASME. Dr. Lai, please, thank you so much.
Thank you, Megha, for a wonderful introduction. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our Honorable Secretary General, Dr. G.P. Agarwal, I, Executive Secretary WASME, heartily welcome Mr. Amit Pau. He is the founder and CEO iCloud. Mr. Vijit Kumar Kumaran, he is the head of support for iCloud India. Mr. Praveen Roy, Senior Advisor WASME, contributing their valuable and precious time for this webinar, Digitization of MSMEs. This is very important topic, so I welcome all the dignitaries and the participants into this particular webinar. My special thanks to iCloud for partnering WASME in this webinar and Mr. Praveen Roy for his availability. As you are very much aware of that, this pandemic has already disrupted businesses and micro, small and medium enterprises, which are the backbone of our economy. They are just contributing 30% to the GDP, means 50% to export, generating 70 to 80% of the employment, and this pandemic has already disrupted their businesses, and government has already targeted the contribution to the GDP from 30% to the 50%, and the export from 50% to the 75% by 2024 to become the 5 trillion economy. So the micro, small and medium enterprises, they are very important in their contribution into the Indian economy and are one of the strongest drivers of the economic development, innovation, employment, and this digital, you are very much aware of that during the lockdown, micro, small and medium enterprises, they had already closed their establishment. They were just struggling with the cash flow, just talking about the stimulus package, and government has already responded. But the thing is that whether this means the support from the government of 20,000 crore rupees as a loan is sufficient to sustain, revive, and scale up their businesses in this pandemic? No. The thing is that one third of the MSMEs they have already closed their shops during this pandemic. So what is the solution? Only stimulus or packages will not support them. So they have to adopt a digital platform to carry out their businesses. This is very important. So this topic is very relevant to this today's scenario. I'm just going to have the digitization of this means MSME, how it is very much important to carry out their businesses. Government has already responded with various types of schemes to make them viable or visible in this means pandemic. WASME has already partnered with various types of organizations to mitigate the challenges faced by the MSMEs during this pandemic. So this is very important to have carry out the digitization process now. Whether this digitization is really helpful, whether the question is that whether these are the micro organization whose percentage or the share in the industry is 99%, whether they can afford, they are having a turnover less than 5 crores. And recently, government has responded with the reclassification of the MSMEs in India. They have included trader as well as the retailers into that. So huge market is there, and with the support of a cloud like partner and other partners. So this WASME's mandate is very much clear that we are going to have the digitization process. So whether is the digitization is the transformation of analog material into digital form, especially for the storage and using computers? No, you need to have the digital platform to carry out your businesses. As far as business is concerned, you are very much aware of that. The three pillars of the business: you need to some finance for to carry out your business. Again, the transaction, that is the digital economy, and most of the fintech companies are there. Mr. Kabir is there. He's also running some fintech companies in the board of. So he'll be just talking about the fintech's role and all. Mr. Vijit is there. He'll be just talking about the cloud platform, how a cloud platform will support the MSMEs in carry out their digitization process. So this is very important. Why this digitization? Government has already come out with the initiatives for the MSMEs. They have launched MSME Samadha. If you are having any kind of disputes in the process, you can just reach out to the this platform where you can register your complaint. You can have the MSME Sambandh, MSME Sampark, MSME champions, e-participation, EMPTP, e-portal, MyMSME, Udyam registration, online registration, MSME data bank, grievance monitoring system. Government has already come up with the e-invoicing and all. So means the thing is that means micro, small, and medium enterprises. If the micro one, their contribution is huge. They are generating means a huge number of employment directly, indirectly, and they are bound to get digitization. Digitization is the new normal to survive and revive in this pandemic or the unprecedented situation. So whether if you are just talking about the enterprises, micro, small, and medium enterprises, government has already classified about this the definition. The question is that whether this digital economy is very, very important as far as disruptive innovation is concerned. We used to have the digital platform, all the digital platforms to carry out our all kind of communication. We used to have the reading, meeting, voice, text messaging, commerce, and all transportation or travel. They are just easing of doing businesses. Now, if you visit to a retailer shop, if you purchase something, you can pay here. So this is the digital transformation. This is very, very important. And they are just contributing to the Indian GDP very much. So the world has already got changed. So the MSMEs, they are bound to just have the digital platform to carry out their businesses. Whenever we are talking about the businesses, business means basically they should just focus on the core activity. Now, suppose artisans are there, handlooms are there, they are very, very small enterprises. If they want to carry out their businesses, they want to reach out different markets, they are bound to have the digitization process. And most of the companies like iCloud, they have already come up with the solution to the MSMEs. They can focus on their core activities. Now, suppose artisans and handlooms, they can make their handloom products and all. They should not focus on the invoicing, accounting, or any kind of marketing activity. They should focus on selling activity so that they can have their revenue. That is very, very important to sustain. The thing is that whether they are aware of this kind of things so that they can have the digitization process, whether they do understand the social media concepts. Everybody is having the smartphone. Now the internet penetration, which was earlier in the economy or before COVID, was less. Now we have everybody is having a smartphone to carry out, and most of the people are now carrying the laptops also. So they can also set up their online store to sell their product, whether it is pandemic or non-pandemic. Their business will carry out. Whatever the challenges they had already faced in this pandemic, they have been already facing, and this should be mitigated with the help of the digitization process. So this is very, very important, and opportunities for the digital. 50% world population is connected to the internet. Asia Pacific is the largest digital market. So these are only the facts and figures that will help you in understanding why this digital economy or digitization is very, very important. Now, the question is that what are the challenges they are already facing? Only few SMEs in the globe are taking full advantage of this digital economy or the digitization process. SMEs fail to get connected will be excluded. 70% SMEs experience cyber attacks, disrupt their global value chain and all. So these are the challenges they have been already facing. What is the solution for that? You need to have the secure platform to deliver your goods and everything. This is very, very important. Now, cyber security is another challenge you can have. 60% of the SMEs will close within 6 months. 70% cyber attacks. So this is also another challenge you can have and all. So whether the question is that whether this means SMEs they can just sustain or they can be able to protect their businesses in the digital platform. This is also very relevant question for MSMEs. They are the micro one. They do not have the expertise in the digital platform and all these things. So they have to have the user-friendly platform to carry out their businesses. So SMEs are vulnerable in the ransomware attack and all. So data, this is they have to protect their data and all these things. So these are the security and six spots for the means attackers or the cyber crime. They have been already doing. They are just disrupting their businesses. Whatever the initiative we have, optimize the digital innovation ecosystem, enhance competitiveness and resilience, capitalize on the opportunities, and prepare for digital things. This is very important. So, what is the mantra? Mantra is basically you need to just have the digital economy. You need to just carry out all these things. This is the advantage. Implement and you can disseminate your information. This is very important for them. So be ready for the digital revolution by partnering with various types of organizations. So resilient supply chain you can have. So so one quote I'm just giving you: bad companies are destroyed by crisis. Good companies survive them. Great companies are improved by them. This was the quote by Andy Grove. So this is very important. So let's team up with WASME to create new dynamics for shared values. And how for any kind of information you can just write to us at the info@wasmeinfo.org. How WASME can just as Megha has already talked about, this is the global organization. We are having the member representatives in more than 100 countries. We have already partnered with various types of we have got various international network of UN agencies and civil societies. We have got 41 years of existence, 22 associations and national and international ministries we are closely working with. How WASME can help you in getting established. We can promote, set up, create mechanisms. We are the catalyst also. They are the partner association. With we have already working closely with them. Escape and AWS, Nextark, iCloud, Digitization, FinCorp, and all. The member representative, member benefits, and what these are the activities WASME is already in. This is policy advocacy, international cooperation, research and publication, international conference and seminars, information dissemination, skill and entrepreneurship development, training, research, and all. We used to just publish various types of e-bulletin in a fortnightly bulletin, one monthly newsletter where you can have all the types of information. What is the highlights? What are the supports we can have? WASME can help you in SMEs or global player. We have three verticals of the business like credit, technology, and the market access. In credit, we can also connect with the financial institution for any kind of money support and all to carry out our capital support and all finance scaling businesses. We can also this is the platform of the banks and financial institutions. So with all ways we have got the consultative and observer status of the United Nations. all the United Nations bodies we have already closely associated with, and we are working towards the sustainable development goal. If you have any kind of query, we can just write on the chat box. We will have the means question answer session. Then we will discuss. Now, I'm not going into details. We have got esteemed panelists here, esteemed guests. They'll be just talking about the digitization process. We have got esteemed guest here, the Praveen. Praveen, are you there? Praveen is there. He's a serial entrepreneur and is senior advisor to WASME, founder payment or B2B fintech payments company, and he has already worked with various types of red herring companies. He has been awarded by various types of reputed companies. He sits in the various boards, and Praveen is himself built and associated with the startup companies, creating good economic and financial value from within the MSME space. Now, let me just invite Prabhi to just focus or give his put his thought on the digitization of MSMEs and all this. Prabhi is there? Yes. Unmute your mic. Praveen, unmute your mic. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's slightly not scheduled for this webinar, but I think Dr. Sanjeev has requested a sudden intervention. So I'm
Yes.
trying to do it from somewhere else at the last moment.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
is that? It's good to see this session from WASME on digitization of fintech, the last mile. And it's a very important subject actually. So when I first heard about it, I said it's a very good initiative by WASME. WASME has actually taken a lead in last mile digitization and also for credit enablement. And they have tied up and have started some initiatives with Amazon also. And coming to that focus, as you all know, that Amazon CEO, when he came to India, he said, I'm willing to invest $1 billion to create 1 million jobs in India by helping about 10 million MSMEs to come on board and generate about $2 or $3 billion of exports and output and productization. So I think that itself set the benchmark on what others can do. Soon after that, since Amazon launched this initiative and they announced Amazon Easy to help MSMEs to come on board and easy payment methods and techniques for these sellers. And I think probably they have anywhere between 1 to 3 million sellers and the MSME space already on their platform. But clearly they've defined their strategy and the focus. So as you know that even now Government of India has initiated and started off for some time something called GEMS, Government E-Marketplace. Again, that is also geared for enabling buyers and sellers to come onto a common platform to buy products that MSMEs make, and that has government companies, state governments, public sector corporations, all on the same platform to allow a marketplace between buyers and sellers, predominantly amongst the MSME space. So parallelly to GEMS, which has come in just before that, the Indian private sector also came into play with Bharat Mart. So Bharat Mart was again supposed to be a mega marketplace for all smaller retailers, traders actually. So started off with the online grocery and then slowly spreading across many other sectors and spaces. But Bharat Mart was again to help the small business, small trader, small retailer come on board and then again find buyers across the region and be able to leverage the electronic marketplace for their own transactions and market reach and ease and simplicity of payments and collections and receivables. So these are two or three large mega digital initiatives that India has seen specifically and only towards MSMEs. Now, if that is the kernel, if that is the kernel of the digitization and the last mile, then around that concentrically there are other initiatives like the government of India has the Udyam system for ease of registration of MSMEs. So that's a common portal where they hope to register all MSMEs so that it's a one-stop shop for them. Ease of registration, no paperwork, contactless, no need to run to various licensing bodies, both in the state or local level or central level. It is a universal portal for helping MSMEs register themselves. Once the MSME registers himself on the Udyam platform, then so many things are open. Threads platform is coming in. It's an invoice discounting platform. So Threads also becomes accessible for these people who are registered through Udyam. Then is something called Technology Center DC MSMEs, which is a portal by the government to help MSMEs build their own portals, websites, and offer ERP solutions. So again, supply chain management and enterprise resource planning kind of back-end linkages are available for the small units who does not have to buy SAP product or any Oracle product or very expensive enterprise platform. They can use these client level apps at their end and the low requirement of storage and CPU computing, low costing per month or per use, and that gives them ease of managing the inventories and supply chain management. Then there is something called Samadhan platform. Again, it's a government initiative, so it's for delayed payment. That if somebody has bought material from you and the payment is delayed, then this portal helps you to follow up on that delayed payment and eases up and then gives the alerts to the appropriate parties that you already delayed 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So you can keep track of all your delayed payments, and then this portal then follows up with the buyers to ensure that you get your payment in time. Once you are registered or you use these portals, then obviously you come to the next step, which is the supply chain lending platform, like what Sanjeev said. And today's talk was supposed to be there, but on digital lending, that how do fintech companies and payment tech companies and NBFCs, how do they reach out and lend to MSMEs without collateral? Right. So they give instant loans right from 25,000 rupees to 75 lakh rupees. But there is total collateralless, contactless, insta loans. Now, how do they do that? They do it because they at the back end run analytics about all your receivables, all your invoicing, all your past consumer, your past buyer behavior, how much bills have been raised, how much you have got. Based on that, they are able to form a credit or a risk profile for you and then give you the credit directly without you having to run pillar to post with a bank or middleman or to government office, etc. So if you really look at it, this is the last circle. Again, private sector initiative amongst the startup community. So I mentioned fintech. Fintech companies, like we maintain a supply chain management where we do invoice discounting, supplier credit, higher discounting. As also we have tie up with NBFCs for commercial card credit to help companies ease their working capital requirements. So based on the profile of the company, you are able to get quick working capital loans at a very decent price based on your credit profile and your risk profile, and therefore it helps you to access the formal institutional capital system without necessarily having to run pillar to post physically. Uh, like this, for example, in our case, we have about 80 or 90,000 clients who use this supplier discounting, invoice discounting, reverse invoice discounting platform for helping them out with short-term working capital needs, the gap between raising of bill, making the product, giving it to the other person, and waiting for the receivable to come in so that you can make payouts to your vendors and your contractors. So this is again the outer circle of fintech and digital lending. And the last circle is payment tech. Now, payment gateways, and Sanjeev was talking to me earlier today, and he said about payment gateways. So there are payment gateways companies also coming in to try to help MSMEs, giving them credit on the spot. Again, same principle, they come on board, register with them, and then based on their credit profile and their risk profile, again, non-collateral based, basically on invoices and past customer payments, they form a risk profile, and based on that, they give you credit with the help of their partner, which is NBFC. So this payment tech company is using their payment gateway, again come and have one more avenue for MSMEs to get access to formal capital, both for liquidity issues as well also for solvency and capital raise issues. So for example, there's a payment tech company which is called XYZ Capital. So that helps them to be able to capitalize MSMEs when, especially in COVID times, how to make do and bridge the gap between working capital and day-to-day needs and liquidity needs, and then bridge the gap to solvency so that you try to minimize companies which are slowly finding it difficult to carry on their operations because of lack of cash flow, not because of lack of business or orders, but lack of cash flow to meet those orders and to keep the people paid and the rents be paid, so that the billing cycle is definitely takes longer, 30, 60, 90 days, sometimes 180, 270 days. So because of the gap, then somebody has to bridge the gap, and private sector has come in very nicely. Fintech and payment tech is also playing a very important role. And so these are some layers of last mile digitization, which helps MSMEs not only access credit, solve their working capital loans, but also gives them access to other schemes of government. Like I mentioned, Samdhan, Udyan, TREDS, GST, etc. For example, when we do credit risk analysis, we are able to trace the company right from billing, invoicing, right up to GST filing and GST input tax credit. How much is coming back in? What is the period, the gap in that? Based on that, so you'll get a credit rating which you can use on the other side. So we start rating you like Uber driver we rate, or Ola driver we rate, or Netflix movie we rate. Every customer who borrows from us is rated automatically by the system. And then if your rating is good, you can go to the next level of raising money or getting a loan without any jhanjat, mostly using your fingers and in very less time, without moving out from your house or from your desktop or your laptop or even your mobile actually. So these few digital components are very useful for MSMEs in the last year and 2 years. It's been very useful. I think more needs to be done. Why does more need to be done? I think the credit gap is about nearly 20 trillion rupees, or I think something like that. 20, and the institutional credit is only 10 or 15%. 85% of credit requirements of MSME is not being met. So they are forced to go to friends, family, middlemen, and other non-formal economy lenders, which are very exorbitant. Hopefully, with these platforms, more MSMEs come on board and use these platforms, and they then become eligible for day-to-day working capital of credit or loans, improve their ratings, and then are able to reach out for larger capital needs as their business grows. So, in short, things are happening. There are several platforms and programs of the government during COVID, special programs, COVID lockdown loan products are there. So the whole industry and whole ecosystem is actually pivoting as we speak. They are not waiting for the normality to come in and then you go back to bank manager to ask for money or to process a loan. We are adapting every day so that we adapt to the new market requirements and ease the tension or ease the friction of MSMEs so that they can continue to run their businesses. Else, as WASME knows very well, and we have discussed this on this platform many times, that 40 to 50% of MSMEs were or are in danger of not being able to continue their operations. So unless we are able to lubricate the system using these electronic platforms, electronic methods, electronic techniques, and supported by the government schemes of support, we will have to try to keep the MSME sector continuing to be the backbone of this country in terms of trade, industry, commerce, employment, both for manufacturing and services. So it is the backbone of the economy, and we cannot let that backbone get weak. So we have industry, private sector, public sector, government is doing as much as they can to digitize and make things easy for the MSMEs to continue to function and continue their operations and not have to shut down because of lack of capital. So this few words only I thought I would share with you, but be happy to take any questions as we go forward.
Thank you, Praveen, for wonderful thought. And you have already got experience in various platforms of the fintech, and you are in the board of various companies. So your thought was very, very important for the MSMEs, so that they can adopt the digitization process to survive, revive, as well as sustain in this unprecedented situation. So another means we have got panelist Mr. Vijit Kumar Kumaran, and he's just head of support for iCloud, and means this digitization in the digitization journey, they have got the iCloud platform. They'll be just demonstrating their platform, talk about how they can also support the MSME.
Might be some network issues there. Uh, just be online. He's joining us shortly. Vijit sir, yeah. Sanjeev sir is joining us shortly. Might be some network issues. Sir, you have to unmute your mic. Vijit sir, you have to unmute your mic because we are not able to hear you. Can you please check your mic once? No, we are not able to hear you, sir. And Sanjeev sir is joining us shortly. Might be, sir, network issue is there. सर आपकी आवाज एकदम नहीं आ रही है. आप हो सके तो एक बार लॉग आउट करके लॉग इन करें यहाँ, या फिर ईयरफोन हटा दीजिए अगर लगा रखा तो. अगर लगा नहीं रखा तो लगा लीजिए प्लीज. सर आपकी आवाज एकदम नहीं आ रही. एक बार माइक म्यूट करके अनम्यूट करिए तो. I would like to request all the participants, please be online. Some network issue is there. So Sanjeev sir had already joined here. Welcome, sir.
This conference will now be recorded.
हाँ बोलिए. हो गया ना, वो काम चल रहा है ना वहां पर. हेलो.
विजित सर, अब आप एक बार माइक चेक कर लीजिए प्लीज.
Vijit, you can carry out your presentation. So this is one of the
सर विजित
challenges
सर
of
का
the
साउंड नहीं आ रहा है.
digitization. You can share your
Can you hear
screen.
me now?
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Sorry about the interruption.
Your voice is not clear. We are not
Is it
getting your
better now?
voice.
Is it better now?
No.
Just a minute.
Or you can just remove the headphone.
Yeah, is it better now? Can you hear me? Hello?
Now you can just share your screen.
Yeah. Please make me the presenter.
No, I'm not. We are not getting. I think volume is your volume is not. Now speak out.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Okay. Now you can give your presentation. Yeah, visible.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the most vital challenges of the digitization because of the interruption in the data That is,
Yeah.
now we are
Yeah,
getting connected.
and I've been used to Zoom and Teams. So GoToMeeting is not set up basically. So this is the first rare
Okay.
times that.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Sorry
Okay, you
for.
can carry on. Yeah.
Uh, this is Vijit. I am head of support for iCloud, and I'll be taking you through the iCloud application, which is about digitization of the accounts and also of sales, purchase transactions, inventory management. So as you see on the screen that I've shared, we are partners with the government of Telangana, Uttar Pradesh government, then Saksham TIFAC, ICSI, which is the company secretaries institute. Then we have ATPAR. So we are partnered with them, and we already have free license agreements with government of Telangana, Uttar Pradesh government, then ICSI, and even Saksham. So what is iCloud? iCloud is an innovative platform that supports digital India by empowering MSMEs. So we provide business management tools, tax compliance solutions, and very soon we'll have marketplace and affordable capital offered as well. So iCloud will help you to manage your sales, purchase transactions, do inventory planning, uh, keep track of your receivables and payables, managing warehouses. So if you have multiple locations, you can do that. Then financial reports like balance sheet, profit and loss, trial balance, all this will be auto-generated in the application based on all the transactions you carry out. Even we have assembly so that if you are say converting some raw materials into a finished product, that's also possible that you can keep track of the production orders as well. We are not just on the desktop and laptop, but our application is available even on both Android and iPhone, so that you can keep track of your business while you're on the go. So you get access to real-time dashboards. It's fully GST compliant as well. We do support 9 Indian languages, so you can access your application in your local language also. You get notifications for GST returns filing. We do have auto bank reconciliation. And the best part is that whatever you do on the mobile app is also visible on the web. So it's like you do a transaction on the mobile and it will immediately show up on the website as well. So under inventory management, you can do multiple locations, stock reports, stock management, then even multiple units of measures can be managed. You also have option to keep track of the payments and receipt settlement, wherein you can adjust multiple receipts against the same invoice, or if the payment is done in say one go, it can be adjusted against the invoice immediately. We also are GST compliant in the way that if you are doing a transaction, so say a sales transaction is being carried out between Maharashtra, like your business is in Maharashtra and you're doing a sales transaction with a business in a customer in say Gujarat. So this is an interstate transaction and GST rules are different for intrastate, like within the state transaction and outside the state transaction. So the app is smart enough to automatically figure out whether this transaction is happening between two different states or it's within the state, and automatically decide what type of GST to apply. And iCloud is cloud-based, which means you are not bound by the computer. There is no installation needed. You can use say any browser to access the application. You can access it in Chrome, Firefox, and from anywhere. So you're not. It's not necessary that you should use the same computer every time to access the platform. You may be at a different location and still access your application. So the whole idea of iCloud is to empower MSME to grow by providing easy to use solutions for GST and also for sales, purchase, and even maintaining financial reports. Yeah, so that's a quick presentation. I'll also do, I'll quickly show a demo of the short demo of the application to showcase the power of the application. So you are able to see the login screen of iCloud?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So once I log in, I'll be prompted to select the company. So in case I have say multiple companies, then I'll see this page. And if I click on one of the companies, I'll be taken to the details for that company. So at the very top, you can see that we have sales, purchase, inventory, warehousing, assembly, receivables, payables, contacts, finance, and then settings. So in sales, you can start from quotes, convert a quote into a sales order then can be converted to delivery and invoice. And at the same time, say if you directly want to create an invoice, that's also possible. The return process can be managed here, like if you have sold something to a customer and the customer wants to return it, then that process can be managed. You can maintain a list of your customers so that if you want to do a repeat transaction, that's possible. You also have historical data of that customer. On the purchase side also, you can create purchase orders. Once purchase order is received, you can mark it like convert it to purchase receivable, and you also have purchase invoices which you can keep track of. And we also can manage return and returns in case of where we are the customer and we want to return something to the supplier, so that process can also be managed. And you can maintain a list of your suppliers under suppliers. And each menu at the top is also a dashboard. So if I click on sales, it will take me to the sales dashboard, and it will showcase, it will give you a quick snapshot of the sales scenario. If I click on purchase, it will also give you a quick snapshot of the purchase scenarios, like what's going on the purchase side. On inventory, you can maintain a list of the items which you are either selling or purchasing. Requisitions can be handled, so you can manage stock takes as well. So stock takes is where you compare your physical stock with that of the books to ensure that they are matching. So at times it may happen that a sale has happened, but it was not recorded. So the stock in the inventory may actually be less than what is there in the book. So such sort of discrepancies can be identified. Bills of materials will come in handy for a production firm, like it's into converting raw materials into a finished product. So it can maintain a bill of materials, the raw materials that will be needed to arrive at the final product. Inventory transfers can be tracked. So if you're moving an inventory from one location to another, that can be tracked. You can convert an inventory from one type of unit to another. So say you want to convert 1 kilogram of a certain item into grams. So you can do that conversion. Warehousing will help you to maintain multiple locations. If you have multiple locations, so say you have a shop and office location which is separate from your go down, so you can keep track of your locations. In assembly, you can maintain your production orders and keep track of it. Once the production order is completed, the item will be populated in the inventory. In receivables, you can keep track of customer receipts. So basically, when a sale is done on credit, the customer makes the payment on a later date. So keeping track of that payment and adjusting or allocating it to a sales invoice. So that can be done through customer receipts. On payable side, you can keep track of supplier payments similar to the receivables. So in this case, if you have some payments due to the suppliers, you can keep track of that. Once you have made the payment, you can make sure that the supplier payment is allocated to the purchase invoice. Contacts is just a common place provided for all the contacts in the application. Then we have finance, where you have the standard reports like balance sheet, profit and loss, trial balance. So if I go to balance sheet, you will find that this balance sheet is already generated. So it's auto-generated based on all the transactions carried out in the application. Similarly, we have profit and loss as well. Here too, it's based on all the transactions done in the application. You can do reconciliations, you can keep track of your bank accounts, chart of accounts is there. If you have to do any manual entries, journal entries, that's also possible through journals. In settings, you can keep track of all the company details, like you can maintain your company details, what type of company it is, whether it is at the time of setting up the company, you can specify whether it's in an it's a SEZ company, or whether it's a composition scheme, or whether it's an import export type of a company. And you can also provide your GST number, based on which it will determine what kind of tax to be applied, whether it's IGST or CGST, SGST. Then we also have this import option, so that if you want to import, say, customers in bulk or suppliers in bulk, or even items in bulk, you can use this import option. From security perspective, we have this user accounts and user activities, so that you can keep track of all the things, if some mistake has been carried out or some incorrect transaction was done, then you can locate it or track it down to the user who has actually done that transaction. And as I mentioned earlier, we have support for multiple Indian languages also. So if I select, say, Hindi, all this will be visible to you in Hindi language. And we also support other languages like Gujarati. So that's basically a quick overview of the application. Please do let me know if you have any questions. Am I still audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, one question. That means my iCloud company in is a website where you are maintaining the data of various SME.
No, this is login based. So only anybody who has the login access can access the application. It's not that it's available for everyone. It's login based. You have to log in using username and password.
So being a PSU, how we can get the login password?
Mr. Sanjeev ji can help you with the steps. Like we are partnered with them, so they will guide you on the next steps on how to get a license for this. So you can express your interest by sending an email to Mr. Sanjeev ji, and once he shares it with us, we can guide you on how to sign up and set up the application.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So in the chat box, we have already mentioned the email ID and the contact number. Megha is there. She has already shared contact details. So you can write to us. We will support you. Yes, Vijay, you can carry on.
Yeah, I'm done with the walkthrough of the application, but if there are any specific questions, I can address those.
So my question is that how this iCloud will help with MSMEs in easing out their businesses, as you have already mentioned everything, and also gave the demo of your application. But how the main part is in the accounting system.
Yeah, so that's where our application has simplified many things. If you notice, everything is visible in front of you. So if somebody has to do a sales transaction, he knows that where he has to go, sales menu. Anything related to sales is directly available under this menu, and it's not that for some other applications that are already there in the market, there is training needed because things are not very straightforward. It's not available directly for a user to understand and use. Then language could be a barrier which we have taken care of because we are providing the application in multiple languages. So from understanding perspective, it's much more simpler and the flow is there. So we provide the complete flow over here. And at the same time, if the user needs any help, this help button at the below, if you notice this, you can click on the help and you can go for live chat with us, or you can submit a ticket also. And we also have a helpline number. So we also have a helpline number on which you can call and ask for help if you need any help.
So
and this help button also takes you to the knowledge base articles also. So you can search for any article and you get help regarding those.
Fine. One question from one participant, can we get demo link? Is there any trial for the demo or anything else?
Yeah, I can. Demo link is not available. We only give live demos. But if a separate demo is needed, we can schedule one and provide a demo. And at the same time, if you are interested for user licenses, you can, as mentioned earlier, reach out to Mr. Sanjeevji over that email. And once he shares the details with us, we will reach out.
So have you got answer, Sudhir Prajapati ji? Very good. Thanks. Okay, sir. Okay. Any other question from any other participants on digitization and the cloud platform?
See, this is, I have got a generic generic question. That is basically for supporting these people. So what do we do in project management? See, because every job is a project now. Hello?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
अजित सर, आपकी आवाज बहुत कट कर आ रही है. चाहे तो आप क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर दीजिए या फिर आप इनबॉक्स कर दीजिए आपका क्वेश्चन हमारे. थैंक यू.
मैं ये बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि how do we provide? Why should I write the question? Why can I write the question?
You can write, but your voice is clear now.
It's clear now. See, actually, all these MSMEs, they require their project management in a big way. What do we do for the project management? See, every job is a project now. In order to ensure them success, what is our take on project management?
So this question you are asking to me or means Vijit?
I'm asking it to anybody. I don't know who will be the right person to answer that.
So Vijit is already related with the cloud platform, which is the accounting platform, which gives solution to the digitization process to MSMEs. I am
this application may not help on project management directly, but indirectly, yes, because once your process is simplified, your project management becomes easier. But this is not a project management tool, but more of a accounting software that will help you with your accounting side of business accounting side of things. But simplified accounting will ultimately, like if you have a process on the way you do your business, like sales, purchase, inventory, if they are streamlined, it will definitely help on the project management side, like making it easier for you.
Is it clear, sir?
Yeah. It is clear to me, but actually, see, idea was to basically help all these MSMEs to initiate project management into their projects, right? So for that, what we need to do, that was the concern.
Okay, we have got other partners also. We will introduce to you so that
Right.
you can get a solution for your problems or the challenges. Because as you have already rightly said, this is the relevant question. Because every assignment is the project that you need to carry out.
See, a great issue. If the projects are managed, uh, in a projectized manner, the profitability can enhance and it can basically also result in the success of the basically project outcomes. So that was the whole idea. In case uh, something can be done on those levels to help all these MSMEs, so I feel it can be a great benefit to all of them.
Yes, yes. You can write to us as the wasmeinfo.org or
Right,
info@wasmeinfo.org in details,
right,
along with your profile of your company, so that
right.
we can just provide the solutions.
No issues, no issues. Thanks a
Thank you.
lot.
Thank you. Any other questions to any other participants? So, handing over mic to Megha. Megha,
Thank you, sir.
are you? Yes.
Let's move towards vote of thanks. World Association for Small and Medium Enterprises, it's a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all guest speakers, participants, and WASME team. I would like to thank our distinguished speaker, Mr. Vijit, Head of Support, iCloud, for making excellent presentation and making this webinar interesting and meaningful. I would like to express our profound gratitude to Mr. Prabir Roy for his presence in this webinar. I would also like to thank GP Agrawal, Secretary General WASME, and Dr. Secretary WASME for support and guidance. Once again, thank you all of you for making this webinar successful with your contribution. Thank you so much. And we had already feedback link in inbox, so you can copy that link and send it back to us. The submission of link, the feedback form is highly appreciable.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Vijay.
you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji, and thank you,